Okay, let's get this straight. Old woman gets phishing scam and loses money, and that spirals into Jason Statham killing the president's son. Is that what I just watched? It's awful. And it's amazing. Back in January, David Ayer's spy action thriller The Beekeeper hit theaters and grossed over $150 million on a $40 million budget, so it was a decent hit. And on top of that, it got a 70% critics rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and a whopping 92% audience score, as well as rocking a 6.4 out of 10 on IMDb. And prior to giving it a shot when it landed on Prime, my thoughts on David Ayer himself were mixed, since he's known for total stinkers like Suicide Squad and The Tax Collector, but also notably excellent gems like End of Watch and Fury. As for Jason Statham himself, well, you already know what I think. The writer of this movie, Kurt Wimmer, however, doesn't exactly have the best track record, as he's pretty much the James Patterson of modern spy and mercenary hijinks. Given those ingredients, I was expecting to either love The Beekeeper or to hate it, but one outcome I didn't expect to find myself in was smack dab in between. Since it has hit streaming, I have watched this movie twice, and I can't get enough of it, because it's a movie that's bafflingly attempting to say something, but every time it tries to, it remembers that Jason Statham is starring in it and he has to murder someone brutally. But then it's like, wait, what's our moral? Call your parents? I have never seen a movie dive headfirst into irrational boomer fears more confidently than The Beekeeper did in my entire life. Oh my god. Right away, we got an old person paradise, remote farm, nice, respectful British man tending to the bees, big fat charity fund because she worked hard her entire life, and she gives back to the things that she cares about. But damn it, people just don't like that she succeeded. Especially phishing scammers who are drenched in bisexual lighting that might as well work for the stock exchange the way they celebrate each pension they drain. Naturally, this old woman has nothing left after she idiotically gives over control of her computer to a support line she's never called. And that's because boomers can't keep up with this advanced technology. They got better things to do, like patting themselves on the back for doing a great job raising their kids. And where are those kids when she needs them the most to stop this phishing scam from happening? Not there. Just to hit home on how poorly old people are treated by younger generations, David Ayer goes nuclear and has the woman off herself? As a setup for a movie, there had to be something else she could have done. No boomer I have ever met in my life would be like, I lost everything. Time to kill myself. They're the most adamant generation there is. You know they're going to be calling literally every person in law enforcement, state government, federal government to get that money back, or at least make sure that the people responsible go to jail. Or at the very least, they have kids that'll help take care of them. How did they think that this was the next logical step? Obviously, her killing herself is a vehicle to place Jason Statham in the center of the story, where he practically looks into the lens of the camera and tells the audience that boomers have gotten a raw deal in life. Speaking of Jason Statham's character, when casting this film on paper, Adam Clay reads as a stoic, uncompromising, ruthless, troubled man with a dark past that visibly comes from a country background. So of course Jason Statham fits that bill, doesn't he? I swear they put the British Isles line in this movie just to lightly explain why he doesn't have an American accent, and it just makes this casting decision even more confusing. The man rocks a flannel for 90% of the movie and drives a pickup truck. I mean, was there ever even an attempt to make it seem like Jason Statham is the guy for the job? And don't even get me started on his damn bees. The bee puns in this movie are incredibly shameless, and it's awesome.
Honey?
But before I dive into that ridiculousness head first, let's backtrack. The Beekeepers are a global, clandestine spy organization that operates in the shadows, without any intervention whatsoever from the federal government. And yet, only one of them in this movie actually tends to bees in their free time? Wait, no, technically Adam Clay left the Beekeepers and is no longer advised by them. So in his absence, did he just become a beekeeper? I have so many questions. I feel like he was the only guy in this whole crop of assassins to take this whole beekeeper thing seriously and to heart. So it basically became part of his personality more and more, to the point where the rest of the beekeepers are just like, dude, what are you talking about? Why are you using honey in your weapons? Why do you call it a hive? Why are you working as a beekeeper? You're a professional assassin. Do other shit. But the other professionals, they just don't get him. You know why? Every character in this movie that isn't a boomer or isn't Jeremy Irons or the President of the United States is just so fucking annoying. Agent Parker, unlikable and stupid. Mickey Garnett, brat. brash and arrogant. Anisette, insolent and foolish. Lazarus, flamboyant and tawdry. Agent Wiley, who? All of these millennial characters prove to be the real antagonists of the film. And I swear, we're living in a boomer fantasy land where all these negative connotations, the ones commonly associated with that generation of millennials, are somehow oddly true. 1. Shitty, brazen fashion sense. 2. Disrespect of authority. 3. Overconfidence and unwillingness to follow their elders. 4. Blatant ignorance of the law. And 5. Not helping your parents with technology. All of this is obviously just misfiring in every direction, because this obsession of painting millennials in this light really just misses the point of who millennials are, because this is millennials. What is this fake wonderland where that generation is considered so continuously defiant? All they want to do is be able to afford a fucking house. But all of these characterizations pale in comparison to the son of the President of the United States. Okay, so we can all agree that Josh Hutcherson is playing Hunter Biden, right? Yeah? Okay. Not his best role, but it beats hearing Jennifer Lawrence shout his name over and over for 5 fucking movies straight. That's the power of love! I have some feelings about this casting that, while I won't get into politics, are a little complicated. I feel like in better hands, this could have been handled with a poignant view into how privilege, both white and wealth, built to a sense of entitlement within the families of US presidents. That's fair. That's interesting. You got the Clintons, you got the Trumps. All the evidence is there that their children got ahead due to their parents' profile and position in politics. But this movie is written by the guy who did the Total Recall remake and the Point Break remake, so don't expect that kind of nuance here. Where I was confused is that this is clearly Hunter Biden due to the conversations revolving around drugs and sex and his overall corrupt behavior, yet Josh Hutcherson is 31, Hunter Biden's 54. What are we doing here? What was the point of this casting and this character, other than for people to just be like, is that who I think it is? He looks a lot younger than he does in court proceedings. But before I get carried away and talk about the beach rental that Hunter Biden trashed last year, let's talk about somebody else who's hitting the water. The ending of this movie is insane because we get to a point where Jeremy Irons is practically saying, hey, I know he's a piece of shit, we all do fucked up things, but please don't kill the son of the president. Adam Clay ain't gonna listen to that. You expect him to behave? And then yet another more preposterous thing happens when we get to a Point Break style will she or won't she shoot. Newsflash, she doesn't shoot him. Because Clay has aquatic equipment waiting for him so he can escape? Is this what Jonas has been doing in between Meg 2 and Meg 3? Is he moonlighting as a beekeeper assassin? Is Adam Clay even his real name? Now this is a crossover I can get behind. You're telling me that this man is infiltrating governments and murdering sharks? I get how he gets R&R from tending to bees for an old woman. I bet it's therapeutic. Just promise me that in Meg 3 he brings on the shark puns. Maybe the fishing scam in that one can involve actual fish. Shit, I'm starting to do bad puns now. This movie is a bad influence. So yeah, after watching this movie again, I give it 7 out of 10 Bs. I don't know what that means, really.
I don't think it means anything.
After all, they probably could have done more with the concept, and they could have gone full camp, but instead, it turns out to be a solid action thriller that's kind of awesome, because it doesn't really care at all about what it's trying to say, or what it's actually about, and that's kind of fun. This isn't Rebel Ridge, alright? We're not making valid points about the crumbling of society. We're crushing heads, and we're respecting old people. Alright, that's all I got, but I bid you farewell with a tribute of those of Beekeeper past that we have lost during this amazing experience of a movie.